Phat Airlines takes the stage where we were, streaming high in the virtual air. World of airports, the game is live. He's landing planes with a vibe so fly. Phat Airlines, soar in the skies, stream in the hustle, watch the views rise. Pilots and planes, oh man, it's insane. Twitch and YouTube growing his name. From tarmac dreams to handles tight, every touchdown a perfect flight. He's a runway king, streak out the fog. Game so smooth, they call it airlock. Phat Airlines, soaring the skies, stream in the hustle, watch the views rise. Pilots and planes, oh man, it's insane. Twitch and YouTube growing his name. Chatting with the fans, call signs loud. Leader of the fleet, yeah, he makes us proud. Pushing content like a jumbo's thrust in Phat Airlines we trust. Pin the radar, he's live again. Communities tight like aviation. Friends like skyrocket, engines scream. Phat Airlines living in a stream. Phat Airlines takes the stage with fair lore, streaming high in the virtual air. World of airports, the game is live. He's landing planes with a vibe so ho. Shameless and growing his name.
Yo, what's up everybody? This is Jeremy with Phat Airlines. So nice to see you. How y'all doing today? Thank you, Amit Mert K, for 33 months, bro, and Sloppy with 36 months. Man, I can't believe it's been 36 months. Oh my gosh. What is that? That's 3 years. 3 years of Phat Airlines. How you guys feeling today? I'm having a good day. Today's going to be a little bit of a quick stream, mainly because my mom needs to, my babysitter, my mom's babysitting, you know, and she wants to go home early today, so we're going to make this quick. But hopefully, let's see if we can get some San Diego level up, and then get Muscat unlocked, and then maybe next week we can play some Muscat. But if not, we're definitely going to get Muscat sometime soon, and we'll talk about some of the best ways to level up. Before we get into San Diego, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to these other airports. Looks like there's some pending requests in airports, and there are also there's a special airplane here, so we're going to accept the special contract. And let's take a look who we got here. We got Amit Mert, T5. I don't think, whatever. We're just going to accept them all. Whatever. It's everybody's lucky day. All right, we're going to accept those contracts. Congrats to you guys. It's so hard to tell if it's a repeat contract or not, so I just accepted them all. And then we got Prague with an arrival, but we're going to Prague later today. We got San Diego with 7 connection requests. Yo, who's that? What's up, Freeze Man? Freeze Man, thank you for 17 months, bro. Appreciate that. So we'll go to Prague in just a minute. We got Bari with 1 connection request, and we got Innsbruck with 1 connection request. So we're gonna start the day at San Diego. We're gonna talk about how to level up your airport today. You know, it's usually the same strategy as what it was, like it's how it's always been for me. But we're actually I hope to take a look at some map contracts too and see what's going on. But one of the main things. Oh, let's turn on some music because otherwise I'm gonna get bored. Here we go. So all right, let's start. I'm gonna talk to you guys in just a second, but what I want to do first is I want to start assigning some planes to land, so that way we can get the ball rolling here. And we don't want. Oh, here we go. 9 out of 10. I probably should have landed Hammy's Concorde first, right? Or well, I can't even tell if it's here, but we're gonna land always. Well, what I like to do, my first tip of the day is I love harding the planes that are almost complete. It just makes it so much easier to find the planes and so much easier to land them. We got this DH64, which is at 9 out of 10. We had this A306, which is at 9 out of 10 as well. Look at this, an A20N, 9 out of 10. But I want to land the D planes. So let's see if there's any more D planes. Here's a D plane, not at 9 out of 10, but not a lot of stands for D planes. And let's see what else is 9 out of 10. We saw one right here. Yep. So we'll land this one. Actually, I need to make sure a D plane lands. Here we go. All right. So San Diego is pretty cool because we got those extra D stands that other airports don't have. Who's that? Aviation Cal. What's up, dude? Thanks for the connection request. On my Phat Empire account, the way connections work is you have to, purchase them on Twitch. I haven't checked the Twitch yet, because I have to still talk to you guys in chat. But on Twitch, you go to your Phat coins, and then you can purchase a contract. That's how I go in here and accept them. And you're purchasing it for the airport you're playing at. So I think Seabird is a renewal. Ooh, an E190F. I don't think I've handled one of those, but we're going to cancel that. That's a renewal. That's a renewal. That's a renewal. That's a renewal. And let's see if Aviation Cal, if you purchased it or not. Not yet. But yo, Dinju, thank you for being first on Twitch, and Pause Aviation and Cats, thanks for being first in chats. We got TJ the Greatest is here. We have Roloff B is here. What's up, bro? We have Cats love San Diego and Prague on Phat Empire. Nice. It's your lucky day. Oh, this is what we gotta do. We gotta turn on the approach manager. So one thing I always love doing is turning on the approach manager. The approach manager automatically manages your landing queue, and it does it by landing clearance or by these settings here. So it's really fantastic because, like, I have no problem assigning the planes, but then, like, it's so hard. Like, if I look at this list, actually, once this plane is off the runway, well, I have all the stands assigned, so it's actually not that hard. But if you don't have all the stands assigned, you can't differentiate between what needs to be cleared for arrival and what needs to be assigned a stand. So that's one of the problems I have with World of Airports, and that's one of the problems that the approach manager fixes for me. So I always prefer favorite airplanes. I want my favorite airplanes to land first, and then for the arrival sequence, I usually have the bigger sizes landing first, F, E, and D. In this airport, I have G as fourth. I don't think I've seen a G plane, an A225 landing at San Diego yet, and then I have the smaller sizes next. So because I got 13,000 silver planes, I need to buy the gold planes, but I think I still have like an hour on my timer or something. We'll take a look. But because I'm not like super rich in silver planes, I don't use the speed up. I keep it at the lowest speed, so that way I'm not paying more than I have to. If I put it maximum speed, it's 255, but at minimum speed, it's only 135. And then I'm gonna say I'm gonna be here for an hour. I might be at this airport longer, but we will see. But I'm gonna go ahead and activate that manager, and later on I might activate the departure manager as well. The departure manager is really nice because sometimes I also forget to tell planes to take off. But when this queue gets very long and it blocks the cargo stands, that's when I know it's definitely time to do the departure manager. Otherwise, I try to do it manually when I'm not like rich in silver planes. What's up, Hammy? Hammy's here. We got Space Bricks is here. Noodles here. Freezeman's here. David's here. Daniel Aviation, yo, what's up, man? Adam Cack is here. Fleeting Negligence is here. Luis is here. Sir Buffles is here. We got Bren Bro. We got Educate. Metro. Yo, didn't you got the gold planes to buy the premium pass at IAD? Congrats. That's a lot of gold planes. That's 110. That must feel nice, right? Congrats on that. All right. So yeah, always have the planes that are at 8 or 9. Pretty much the planes that are very close to being complete. Those are the ones I have landing first, just so I can make some quick progress on it. And here we go. We're gonna push back these planes, and now we wait. Let's take a look at Nathan's plane here. Who else? We got Amit Mert. We got Alfie. What's up, Alfie? Jay Riz is here. We got Philippine Semantic. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for joining me today. You know, we're live every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, and we're here playing World of Airports. If you guys have any questions about World of Airports, especially if it comes to like leveling up, let me know. You know, one of my favorite things to do when it comes to leveling up in World of Airports is to play with other players. I think playing with other players is such a cool way to kind of get the levels you need. Let me show you why. You got this DH8D, right? So if we go into the I right here and you go into rewards, you start off at tier 1, right? Which is not bad. I mean, it's actually really good when you're in the beginning levels to like have something like this, because you're going to get 1 XP, and at level 0, that's going to get you to level 1, like right away. You know, and then you get to tier 2 if you finish in the green. And then tier 2, you get 2 XP, which is going to get you like to level 2. So it's really great to have these kind of contracts in the beginning. But then as you continue handling it, the number of handlings in order to complete that tier also go up. So at tier 3, you need to handle the plane 3 times, and then you get this reward. But the reward is so much better than the tier 1 reward, and so much better than the tier 2. So the rewards just keep getting better as you go up in the tiers. But if we look at a player plane, whether it's my plane or me sending another player a plane, or a player sending me a plane, and another player plane is going to get me to that tier 10 instantly. So we could look at any contract. I was trying to look for another DH8D. We don't have another one. But you see here, this E175 from T5, it only exists at tier 10. And you get 41 XP. And that's for a small plane. So all we got to do is make sure we handle that plane a few times, you know, 10 times, in order to make some progress on there. So there we go. We got Hammy's plane scheduled to land, so that's great. There's 1 XP. That's another thing I do too. I kind of skip through it, but I always accept the random player arrival, and I always accept the local contract. Yeah, it's only 1 XP, but it's free. You know, the random player arrival, sometimes it could be 2 XP, you know, depending upon the size of the plane. But it doesn't cost you anything, right? It doesn't cost you anything to buy. And unlike the regional and the international, where you have to pay Wallers to purchase it, when it comes to the local contract or the random player arrival, those are just completely free. So even if you're not interested in handling that plane, you can still get that contract and then just cancel it after handling it once. That is completely fine. That's what I do a lot. Nice. All right, we got the contract request in. Thank you, Aviation Cal, Mr. Daniel Aviation. Appreciate you, man. Educate wants some planes. The GRU. Nice. Oh, by the way, guys, I did finally max level GRU this week. So you know what that means. That means no, I'm just like, it's like a superstition almost, because like every time that I get max level, the next update, like the next airport, is usually like a month away. Like it's not a lot of waiting we have to do before the next update comes out. So I'm not trying to jinx anything, but that's just how it's been in the past, you know. So I mean, I'm pretty hyped. You know, we got a new airport in the next major update, right? They what was the airport? SCL. So SCL airport is going to be the next one in the game, so that's going to be pretty cool to see. What else have we got? We got a new update today too, right? Yeah, it looks like we did. Let me see here. Looks like we did. I was surprised because I re-downloaded World of Airports, and I saw on the bottom left 3.0.4. So let's take a look. What's new with 3.0.4? So with 3.0.4, they added airplane cameras to the fly view feature. Oh snap! We got 5 new airline liveries. Cool. Radio communication and weather sound optimizations performance tweak. Nice. I was playing with the radio sounds on, and the radio sounds are actually a lot better than they were in 3.0. Added copy button for partner airline name in the contract tab. Yo, that's gonna be cool. Optimization of Woapedia scene. Bug fixes. Fix missing back arrow and inactive UI buttons in orbit camera. Corrected status display taxi shown while parked now properly shows on stand. Improved deal manager and finished handling button behavior. Fix disappearing Airbus and Boeing pack tiles in the shop. And updated inspector and cleaning van positions. There's some graphical fixes with the B752, some light map corrections. Missing paint on the Concorde nose. Okay, that's cool. We noticed that last stream, right? Well, so we're gonna have to take a look this stream. Corrected a Saudi Arabia logo. Added missing logo lights to various ATR liveries. Fixed missing reflections in the hangar. Corrected landing gear visuals on certain planes, and resolved height issue at IAD Washington that caused airplanes to appear floating from certain angles. Wow. All right, cool. Let's take a look at this one. What was it? In the contracts active, they said they added a copy button. Let me read that one more time. It says added copy button for partner airline name in the contract tab. So where is that? Maybe it's not in here. Well, let's hit info here. Contract. Oh, here it is. Oh, that's actually pretty nice, especially like for some of these people who have like weird names. Not weird names, I'm not saying you have a weird name, I'm just saying you have weird characters in your name. So there's certain people who have not basic characters, and I don't know their player ID. I'm trying to find one right now, but it looks like maybe I don't have any. Like here, full toast, even though this is not a contract, but does this let me copy it? Yeah. Here we go. We get to copy that. Who else? So yeah, we get to. That's gonna be pretty nice. That's gonna make it easier for me to send more contracts to other people who already send me contracts. So that's gonna be super helpful. I wonder, is it also over here in my fleet? Probably not. Yeah, it doesn't let me copy this. But that's fine. That is pretty nifty. That's gonna be useful, actually. Really useful. Yo, what's up? Do I think SAN is a great airport? I think after 3.0, San Diego did get a little bit better, in my opinion. You know, before 3.0. So, okay, let me rewind a little bit. So, San Diego is better now than it was before in 3.0. Before 3.0, and I'm saying that because of the stands. So if we look at the stands here, right, before you could only handle L and X planes at 43, 44, and 45 and 46. All right, but now because we have D, E, and F sizes, there are certain stands over here like 27, 26, 25, 13, 8 that can also handle D planes. So yeah, although a 752 now is a D plane, an A306 is also a D plane and not an L plane, right? So that gives us more stands to handle some certain large planes. So I'm really enjoying that a lot, because it feels really good. It feels good to be able to handle all of these planes at once. Now I just wish I had more of those D planes, you know, in my in my arrivals, but that's something I could work on. One day, could you make a video on how to level up fast in 3.0? Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that we're talking about today. It's probably not going to be a full-fledged video because, well, maybe I should do like another 5 tips to level up quickly in World of Airports, or I don't know how many tips there are. I have to count them, but maybe I could do something like that for you. That could probably that would be helpful, right? What else have we got here? We got to line this guy up. J Riz wants some planes at LHR, but his user, oh, he put his username in the next message. Nice. Cute Cannon 105. When is the newsletter contract coming? That's a great question. You know, I always say it's coming out soon, and then I'm still working on the last one. Also, things have been kind of rough for me, you know, at work especially. So I'm just trying to, you know, do good at work and, you know, just show up at work. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna send an untypical newsletter. And you know what? I should be prepping this right now. But I'm gonna send a newsletter that's not my typical newsletter, and it's gonna just be a newsletter that says, "Hey, you have 24 hours." You have 24 hours, or actually maybe 24 hours is too short. You have 48 hours to reply back to this email to get this plane, and it's going to be a nice plane. It's going to be probably an expensive C-class plane at LHR. At LHR, I got 20 million wallers on my main account. So I'm thinking I can use those 20 million wallers to buy a bunch of seaplanes and get everybody who replies back within 20 or 48 hours a plane of their choosing. We got Adam Cack with the M plane contract 8 minutes ago, but it's not here. But yeah, if you guys sign up on phatairlines.com, let me make this promise. I will send an email out today, and it's going to be it's going to not be my typical newsletter. It's going to be my emergency, you know, my emergency message. And it's not an emergency, but it's not going to be a newsletter because I'm not going to have a screenshot. It's just going to be like plain text. And it's going to be one of my more boring emails out there, right? But it's so everybody who replies back can still get a contract. I might make it interesting, but then that makes it a lot harder for me, because when it comes to my actual email newsletter, for those of you who signed up, there's a whole process that goes into that, and it's pretty cool because it gives everybody multiple chances to get that plane that we're giving away. So typically my normal email contract, it goes out to thousands of people, and everybody who replies back to the email with their username and the airport, as long as it's a compatible airport, everybody who replies back to that email gets that airplane to them. It may take longer depending upon the airport. Like, that's why I'm picking LHR for the next airport, because there's just so many stands. I can send hundreds of contract requests at a time and not be slowed down. So yeah, my typical newsletter has, you know, Phat Airlines news, it has World of Airports news, it has player news, it has, you know, it also has like a little blog now in there where I talk about, you know, a certain topic. So the email I'm going to send this week is just going to be a quick, hey, yeah, 48 hours to accept this, to request this plane. If you don't request it, you're going to be, you're not going to have a chance to get it. TJ, you don't have the greatest? You don't have the update? I'm reading your name, TJ the Greatest, and he said, I don't have the update yet? That's sad. They fixed orange goose bug? I don't know what that is. But they did say they fixed the color not appearing on the Concorde nose. What's up, hockey fan? What's up, Neon Engineer? What's up, Muhammad? How about A330 family includes A330 Neo and Boeing 737 family refurbishment? So 737, I mean, all the planes are going to have to get remodeled. I think the A330 is already remodeled, or at least the devs think they are. Why does everybody keep saying that they're not remodeled? They seem remodeled, unless you just want the price increase to happen. But I know with the 738s, maybe I'm missing something. But I know with the 737s, for those, that's not going to be the next like 2 or 3 planes that they're updating. The next plane that's going to get an update, I think, is the 748. I think that's the next plane that they mentioned that's due to get an upgrade. So the 748, if you don't have it already, you might want to consider unlocking it now, so that way you can you don't have to pay more than you have to, because every time World of Airports updates their plane models, the price on that plane also increases. So just something to keep in mind. So if the 748 is a plane that you're interested in getting, or the 748F, those are 2 planes that you might want to consider unlocking instead of waiting, because when the update comes out with the graphical upgrades, then the price is going to go up. Daniel Aviation, you said it took you 6 months to get to Innsbruck to IAD. That's how often do you play, bro? I feel like that's kind of slow, but I mean, it depends on how often you play. Because I know, like, for me, I'm playing every Saturday for like 3 hours on different airports, and I mean, I'm still I think I've had this account for like a year now. So, but I'm playing once per week. You know, I'm not playing 2 or 3 times. I'm playing once a week. So for me, I feel like I'm making pretty okay progress, but like, that's because this is a stream only account, and I only stream on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. But I feel like there's opportunity to play maybe a little bit more every single day. Maybe the progress could go faster. But now you're at IAD. IAD is like such a great airport. Oh, yeah. It's a giant goose. Okay, I gotcha. Did I hear that El Dorado International got the Blue Dot license? I don't even know what that means, bro. You got the refund, Adam Cack. Please give me Prague Airport, please. First off, I'm not a developer, and I don't have any special powers in the game. I'm just a guy here making videos on World of Airports and streaming World of Airports and trying to help you guys have a better time when you play. Because I know when I was brand new at playing this game, there's a lot of things that like weren't exactly clear. And not that you can make some mistakes, but because like you really can't like go bankrupt in this game. All you gotta do is just handle more planes, and then you make some money, and then you can, you know, do whatever you need to do. But there are some things like you could be a little bit more efficient in your playing time. So that's what I try to do now, is I try to help people so that way you guys can have a better time. And that's why I always like to encourage people to play with other players. But it's tough when you're a brand new player to like find other people who want to send you a contract, because as a new player, I mean, think about it this way. How many games have you downloaded on your phone that you never got past the tutorial? And then how many games have you like never got past the first level, right? So that's what happens with all of these games and with new players, and just in general. It's always this possibility where one of the new players that you're playing with just might not come back, might not play again, right? So that's why it's always kind of hard for some new players to get contracts. That's why if you're a new player, you really should sign up for phatirlines.com, because I try to get like Innsbruck as an airport, Innsbruck, Bari. I try to get those like beginner airports as an airport as often as I can, while still making sure I'm not forgetting about the rest of the world, you know? But yeah, because I know how tough it is when you're a new player and you're trying to get contracts, you're trying to level up fast. And my number one tip for leveling up fast is to play with other players, especially other players who play frequently. And that's why I have multiple ways that you can get contracts with me and with other people in the world of in the Phat Airlines community here. So like we have what do we have on Discord? We have our Phat Airlines Discord server. So on Discord, we have giveaways. So VIPs, which are like usually paying subscribers who support the channel, they have access to creating giveaways where anybody who enters the giveaway has an equal chance at winning that plane contract. So we're actually I'm working with the volunteers right now, the volunteers in the Phat Airlines Discord. I'm working with them right now to on a rating system, essentially. And the rating system is also going to unlock, once somebody gets enough ratings, then they should be able to do giveaways themselves as well. So that way, giveaways aren't locked behind like a paywall, essentially. It can be available to all. I just had to kind of figure out a way where I didn't want people, like, I didn't want new players starting a giveaway, because that's the worst in my opinion. Or not new players in particular, but let's say players who don't play a lot. So with players who don't play a lot, I want players who are going to be, who have a big fleet. I want players who play a lot. Those are the players I want to be hosting giveaways, not players who are new to the game. And that's why we came up with this rating system, so that way people can get ratings, and then as they get more ratings, then they are essentially validated that they are a good contract partner in World of Airports, and then we'll allow them to send giveaways. DJ saving for LHR Premium Pass, but you might snag the 748. Yeah, that Premium Pass is not going to change in price, but that 748 will, you know. I was going to say might, but I had to check my language. It will go up in price. So Daniel plays once a day. You only grind IND and Prague. Bari and In are worth my time. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah. So, I mean, if you're playing for 30 minutes a day, then you can make some great progress, especially at Washington. Adam Cax says, when it gets remodeled, it will double in price. So I think the 748 might be worth buying. Yep, definitely. Seabirds Club Airline with the M contract. Sorry for my delay, bro. Player contracts need a begin date. That's a cool idea. I would love something like that tells us like either the begin date or like when's the last time it was handled. I think that would be pretty cool. You know, like, yeah, that would be pretty cool to see. So that way we know, okay, this plane hasn't been to me in a month or in a week or just in a couple hours. You know, it's still on its way to the airport. Let's take a look though. I want to take a look at this radar view here, because they said they updated some camera views, right? Oh, here we go. So not only do we have the standard view right here, which is just of the plane, but we also have in front of the plane, we got the passenger view, and then we got the tail. Let's go. That's nice. That's pretty cool they added those. I like that. Nice little touch. Let me look back at these patch notes here. So 5 new airline liveries and optimization of the Woapedia scene. What does that mean? Woapedia scene. Let's go Woapedia here. Oh, it's probably if we go into like, let's say F planes, we go to Airbus and we look at this right here. It's probably, this is the Woapedia scene, I think. I think it looks fine to me, but I don't think I ever really needed optimization. Speaking of optimization, let's make sure we turn off battery saver mode, so that way we can get a nice camera view here. We are running out of contract capacity, which means that I might have to buy some with gold planes. All right, and level 52, let's go. So we got 2 more levels to go, right? And I don't think we're gonna make it today, unfortunately, not based on the planes that I saw today so far, because we have 400 XP to go for level 53, and then we got another 500 to 600 XP to get to 54. So I don't think we're gonna reach there today, but I think it's very possible, like in the next couple of weeks we can reach it. So we're just gonna keep grinding it out here for the next few minutes, so that way we can make some progress, because I mean that's the only way you're gonna like level up too. Like, you have to play the game, and I would not recommend playing once per week. Definitely not, especially if you want to level up fast. Once per week is just not going to cut it. You know, I always think it's better to play for 30 minutes per day than it is to play for, you know, 6 hours in one day. I think that's just so much better. You're gonna get better. You're gonna get more contract completions. You're gonna get better rewards. Well, you're gonna get the same rewards, but you're gonna get the rewards more frequently. I think it's just better for this game in general, especially if you had a smaller airport. Just handle some of those planes here and there, and then don't forget about your older airports. You know, I know in this account I've been ignoring Innsbruck and Bari like completely, but don't forget about your older airports. You know, just because you unlock the next airport doesn't really mean you're done with that airport. There's still some more levels, and sometimes those additional levels will give you like silver planes. Sometimes some gold planes are also added after the airport. Let's see over here, right? You can see here you got silver planes, 8,000 silver planes if you have the premium pass. You get more handling crew, which is super helpful. Another 8,000 silver planes. Here's one more gold plane, and another 8,000, all after unlocking the next airport. So like if you finished playing San Diego after you were level 54, you're missing out on 8, 16, 24,000 silver planes for free and one gold plane, and not including all the other airplane rewards you can get as well, and contract slots and handling crew and things like that. So definitely don't forget about playing the other airports. Super helpful for you. Yo, random hammy arrival at St. Martin. Nice. What's up, toy muffin player? Matsuji has 60 gold planes. What plane can you recommend? You got all the F planes and some others too. Is there any plane you think I should own? So like the 744 is a solid plane to have. I'm not, you know, there's so much more information I probably need from you in order to like really give a good recommendation. So I'm just going to give you like a general recommendation here. But like a 744 is really good. It's a solid plane. It's like the 77W. It's very similar to the 77W, but it also doesn't cost like 50 gold planes. So that's a nice plane to unlock. You got the A21NX. Even though this is a more expensive plane to unlock, it does have the longest range in the game for a seaplane. So that's super helpful, especially if you're working on contracts with other players. You can do like from Washington to Innsbruck with that plane. You can do Washington to LHR with that plane, and it's going to make you a very good amount of money on those flights. You also have, you know, if you're looking at like at B planes, I still like the E175. The AT-76 is also a pretty interesting plane. It doesn't have a ton of range, but it has a lot of livery choices that you can use. So you can pick a livery on the AT-76, and it has the most amount of unique liveries out of any plane in the game. So the AT-76 is cool. I mean, E175 also a really solid plane still. You said you already have all the F planes, but like don't forget about the 748, everybody. 748 is going to get an update, so the price is going to go up, so you might want to unlock it now. What other planes do I recommend? A lot of my recommendations also have to do with like their gold plane price. So it's like I like the E190 because it's a seaplane that's only you can purchase it for only 100 or for only 50,000 wallers. So it's actually pretty cheap for an F plane. I mean, for what is it? A seaplane. So the E190 is pretty cheap for a seaplane, and that's why I like it, because like when you're in a brand new airport, and especially if you don't have the premium pass where you're getting a ton of planes for free, you can at least buy an E190 pretty early on, which will help you make more money, because your own fleet planes will make you more money than a non-fleet plane. And the only bad part now is like you have to buy a multi-gate on your stand. So like you have to buy a B on your stand before you get a C unlocked on your stands. So I don't know if having a $50,000 Waller plane is worth it as much anymore, but still something worth considering, you know. What's up, Sammy? Didn't you with some good recommendations? The A21NX. Matsi says they have the 77W and the A35K LHR, and you got Sydney today. Nice, congrats. Would you like to check your gold plane timer? Let's check it again. We got 15 more minutes. 15 more minutes. Cargo planes, that's a good question as well. You know, cargo planes are actually a great way to level up, but it's hard to recommend to everybody, because cargo planes, there's not a lot of cargo stands in all the airports. Like if we look here just at San Diego, the cargo stands are just these stands right here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's only 9 cargo stands. Not a lot. Not a lot. But the cargo planes do bring you more XP than non-cargo planes. So if you could buy like a 738F or a 734F, that could really help you out in your fleet. Even a B463F, you know, that could help you out in your fleet. You just don't want to go overboard on those planes, because if you have too many, then you're just going to spend too much time waiting for planes to land instead of actually playing the game, you know. At least that's the way I feel. Okay, I saw Eric here today, so we'll go ahead and handle that too. Another thing too, is always good for you guys to pop into chat for a little bit if you can, because that's going to, you know, help me prioritize the plane that I am handling. You know, if I see you here in the chat, then I'm probably gonna make sure we land one of your planes first. Yo, David's getting their first F plane this weekend. Let's go. Congrats, man. That's exciting. Jinju ignores Bari. Yeah. Bari is not terrible. It's just like the most terrible part about Innsbruck and Bari is that like that's like the only 2 airports you're gonna have for a long time. So you're playing those airports a lot during those like first few months that you're playing World of Airports. So like by the time you unlock all the other airports, you're like, yeah, I think I got enough of Innsbruck and I got enough of Bari already. And he's like, all right, I think I'm good, you know. So that's like the worst part about those airports. But they are pretty fun to go back to. Innsbruck's fun to go back to every once in a while. I also have fun going back to Bari too. I still have to level up those airports to max, so that is exciting. But here we go, level 53. Only 495 XP to go to unlock Muscat. Are we gonna do it today? Probably not, but it is definitely possible we can get it done for next week, perhaps. And this is the main reason why I've been really focused on playing San Diego the last couple of streams, because I know we're so close to unlocking Muscat, and it has been a long time since I had to do I have not had to do a brand new airport other than GRU on 3.0. So I'm very interested in how that changes like our strategy, because you know, one of the biggest things that changes with 3.0 is how, in order to unlock this C stand, you have to unlock A, B, and A, B before you can buy the C stand. You know, in order to unlock this F stand, you have to buy D, E, and then you can buy F. You could buy them all at once, but ultimately the price is still the same whether you buy it all at once or you buy them one at a time. So I'm very excited to see how that looks in at Muscat in the 3.0 time. And in Muscat's also a pretty fun airport because there's a lot of large plane slots there. There's not a lot of cargo slots there, but Muscat's going to be a pretty fun airport, I think, to play. You're playing GTA 5. Let's go, Toy. Nice. What's up, Mike? Nice to see you, bro. What's up, Edwin? You hope next update we can see the players' last online time. That's a big request I'm hearing about lately, and I love to hear it. I love to see it because that is one of the things that I think also needs to happen. Just because, like, how do I word this? You don't know if somebody quit the game or if somebody's like on a vacation or just like maybe just missed handling one of your planes, right? So I have a few contracts that go to like different people, and let's say for Hammy, for example, Hammy handles all the planes, so this is not a great example, but I just want to use a name. So let's say I have like 10 planes that go to Hammy, but only 5 of them return. That doesn't mean Hammy's away, but then if I see there's a player, let's say it's Mert, Amit Mert, right? Let's say it's Mert, and none of my planes have been handled in 7 days, then I know either they are on vacation, they quit the game, or like they're away for a little bit. Something happened that's causing them to not play the game. And that's where like the Phat Airlines Discord, the Discord server is really cool because we have a player news channel in there. Let me see if I can bring up Discord. Yeah, we're going to bring up the Phat Airlines Discord here, and we have a player news channel right here under the World of Airports section, and you can see all the news from different players. Like right here, you got my news, max level at GRU. You have a news from Alfie that they got BKK and they're going to do mass giveaways soon. That was posted 5 days ago. We have Flying Scattergun, who might be taking a break. So you could kind of see here that people are what's going on. You got Jacket, who's on vacation. Nice little way to kind of just keep the community updated on what's happening here. Frosty King, sorry for their unannounced inactivity. So that kind of gives us a way to also see what's going on, but you also know who to check up on, right? So I do want to see that timer as well. What's up, Vietnam? How to use your website? So thank you for that question. We are going to go to phatairlines.com. I'm going to reload it. So the website is really just a landing page right now. Eventually I want to add guides and things to this, but really I need to it's a lot of time that needs to be put into like making a full-fledged website, and I don't really have that time. I'm working full-time job. I have a couple things that I do as well. I'm also a dad, and we got a lot of things happening. But all you got to do is type in your World of Airports username right here, right? So I could put Phat Empire, and then you type in your email address, phatempire@thephatrecon.com. Then you hit next. What airports are you mainly playing? This is optional. There's no asterisks here, so you don't have to put anything on there. And then, but you can if you want. This is just for my information, so that way I know. But let's say we're mainly playing Muscat, right? That's the next airport we're gonna lock, and that's it. When you hit submit, then it gives you're gonna get an email to your email address confirming your subscription, and then that's it. Now, as soon as we're ready for the next email, you're going to be included in that. If you unsubscribe from the email, let's say you hit that unsubscribe link. If you want to resubscribe, just fill out this form one more time. And every single, it's supposed to be every single week or every few weeks, but we're going to send out email contracts that you can get a free contract from me, guaranteed. All you got to do is reply back. Update you're going to get some World of Airports news, such as major updates. I'll send us a separate email so that way everybody knows, and then we're working on guides and reviews as well. Everybody can benefit from this, you know, whether you're a daily player or a once a week player, a new player, an old player. Everybody can really benefit from getting more contracts, I think. How to increase fast level in Bari. So at Bari, it really depends like what level you are right now. In the early levels, you want to have a good mix of, and this is actually for all airports. In all airports, in the early levels, you want to have a good mix of player contracts and non-player contracts. Those are like regular airlines. You want to have a good mix of all of that, because that's going to get you those early levels quicker, especially those non-player contracts. But then once you start like passing like level 20 and going like higher than that, you really benefit a lot from getting from player contracts, because player contracts start you off at the highest rewards. Now at Bari, it's a little tough because, you know, the larger the plane, the larger the reward is, right? So, I mean, look at this. This is an A21NX to Washington, and I'm only going to get 86 XP and 427 silver planes. But like, this is planes going to Muscat. Let me see if we can find another one. If one of these are going to IAD. That's LHR. But even still, you can see here an A388 is going to get me 189 XP. That's like 3 times the amount. Now you can't handle an A388 at Bari, but just to show you that larger planes give you larger rewards, right? So you do want to have a few of those larger planes, and in the early levels at Bari Airport, the only way you're going to get larger planes, which are like DE and F or DE size planes, is by getting other player contracts. So I don't really send a lot of D or E or F plane contracts in my email, so the email isn't going to be the best place for that for you. But you could join the Phat Airlines Discord. On the Phat Airlines Discord, we do giveaways of D, E, and F size planes on there. Right now they're still categorized small, medium, large, and X, but we do giveaways for those different plane sizes, and everybody has an equal chance at winning those giveaways. So that's probably a great way to kind of get a few contracts. We also have contract boards on the Discord. Let's go to Discord real quick. We have a contract board, so you can see here all the people who are sending or receiving planes. Here's like Fleeting Negligence, who's here in the chat, is sending planes from all airports to all airports. So like, you could add a post here. You want to read what they say, right? I will not buy new planes. So yeah, essentially they're telling you what plane to what airport it can go to. And all you gotta do is like reply here, and usually that's they'll send you a plane like that way. So lots of cool ways you can get player planes. At Bari too, you might want to consider maybe eventually unlocking the cargo stands. The cargo planes, you can get quite a few cargo planes from players who play at Leipzig, and the cargo planes are going to get you more XP than the same plane from like the same passenger plane from that same airport. So you're going to get more XP with cargo planes than you do with passenger planes. So that's another cool little trick to get more XP. Let's see how much time we have. We have 16 minutes and 10 minutes. How about this? We got 3 minutes on our gold plane timer. Not too bad at all. What a great day. And over here, we got 360 more XP to unlock Muscat. I'm wondering now if we're going to get it. Are we going to get it? So we have this plane is at 2 out of 10. This is at 1 out of 10. This is at 3 out of 10. These are done. 0, 7. Nah, we're not going to get it. So close, so close. Will you spend gold planes on Muscat Wallers? I try not to when I first start an airport. I typically try not to, because I know not everybody can do that. So I'm trying to like create a guide that can help everybody. So yeah, typically when I'm gonna start a new airport here, I probably won't spend gold planes on Wallers. What I will spend gold planes on though is, you know, for contract capacity, mainly because I think it's important to get more contract capacity in world airports, especially at certain airports where you don't have a lot of stands to like naturally increase it. You're gonna have to buy some contract capacity. So that's like the best. I mean, the more planes you can handle, the more XP you're gonna get too. So like if you can only handle 10 planes and you know somebody else is able to handle 20 planes, then that person who's handling 20 planes is going to level up faster than the person who's handling only 10 planes. That's just how it works, right? So that's one of the other tips. Now, it's tough to earn enough silver planes to buy contract capacity, and not like gold planes. Spending your gold planes on contract capacity is not really recommended by me, especially if you're a free player. If you're a paid player, then it might make sense to buy the contract capacity with gold planes. But typically what I like to do is I like to encourage people to bring up their balance of silver planes by playing a few minutes every single day, like 30 minutes every single day. Heart the planes that are close to leveling up. That way those planes will land first. And then you'll get a nice balance of silver planes. And then don't forget about your old airports too. I'm gonna probably end up forgetting about San Diego after we unlock Muscat, but I shouldn't, because we noticed earlier there's 8,000 silver planes here, another 8,000 silver planes here, there's one gold plane here, another 8,000. That's 24,000 silver planes that I could get for free by leveling up this airport, and that's the equivalent of 20 gold planes, right? Or we could use that for contract capacity depending upon where we're at. You know, once I start passing like 50,000 silver planes and I'm there consistently for the week, then that's when I start considering buying contract capacity for my airports. I could accept the one gold plane conversion today too if I wanted to. I'm probably not going to though. Actually, you know what? I could, right? Because like I'm only going to do it like once. But I really want to make, well, next week I should definitely get, actually I probably will get to 10,000. So what I'll do is I'll wait till later today on the stream, and if I bring this up to like 15,000, playing, what's the next airport? Prague. We're not gonna get silver planes at Prague, but we'll have to see. Let me extend this timer by like 10 more minutes here. Let me extend that timer by 10 minutes. I'll extend this timer by another 10 minutes as well, because we still have 74 more planes to land. We still have 74 more planes to land. Now, a lot of them are not like player planes. Actually, well, we got player plane here. We got a lot of cargo plane, a lot of seaplanes. And a few of them are non-player planes as well. So we're going to end up canceling these contracts because we're way beyond the point where, you know, 20 XP is worth it for me. You know, I like the small planes still. Whoa, why does that one have no rewards? Interesting. What the? No rewards? That was weird. There it is. All right. Yeah, I still like the smaller planes, the B planes, because there are some stands here, and I think in every airport there are some stands that are only for small planes. So it's always nice to just have them occupied. Right. Let me know if you're playing LHR on live stream. So if you look at the title of the live stream, you will see what airports we're playing today. Dyrock said, because of your tips, I got 73k SP. Nice, bro. That's amazing. That means like at this point with 73k XP, you can get the 10 gold planes every single week, and you can get the 1 gold plane every single day. And then you might want to even consider using some silver planes for more contract capacity, especially maybe those smaller airports. But I know like You got to be smart with those smaller airports too. You got to make sure you have handling crew to handle all the new planes that you're gonna be having on the ground. But yeah, congrats, man. That's pretty awesome. Cat's ass, has my E175 arrived? I have no clue. That's Seabirds coming in. Nah, yours has 20 more minutes. Alright, let's take a look at the Concorde. Yep, they fixed it. They fixed it. And we got these new points of views. I think personally I'm going to stick with this. And we got any planes over the water? Nobody wants to send me planes from that side. Actually, all those planes have to be larger planes, right? So it's going to be a while before we see those. We got a plane here from St. Martin. Actually, let's take a look at St. Martin area. Any planes coming from St. Martin? Nah, nope. I know the 3D, the radar view, or not the radar, yeah, the plane camera view while you're in the radar view will actually update to show you the water instead of the clouds. So I think that's pretty cool, pretty interesting. Got E175 from Seabird. We got another E175 from Seabird. Okay, we can go ahead and clear those to land. That's 3-1. That one's finished handling. Nice. Love to see it. I hear some cargo planes. Any of these close to finishing? Nah, these are like all brand new. We'll do the 77LF, mainly because I want more Wallers. You know, 676 is a lot less than 2087. You want to play WoW on your laptop, but you don't know how to play it. So World of Airports is a mobile game. You have to play it on your mobile device, right? So you can play it on an iPhone, iPad. You can play it on an Android phone or an Android tablet as well. But to play it on your laptop, it depends on what kind of laptop you have. If you have a MacBook or an Apple computer, and it's one of the newer Apple computers, like at this point 4 years or newer, I think it is. But if it has an M1 chip or higher, then you can natively play iPad games or iPhone games on your MacBook without any additional add-ons or anything like that. You can just play iPhone and iPad games on your MacBook. But if you don't have a Mac and you don't have an Apple computer, then there's no current supported way to officially supported way to play World of Airports on your laptop. So some people do use an emulator. Something called like BlueStacks is like the most popular one, but even that is not supported by the developers. And what we've seen happen before is where like for example, when 3.0 came out, a lot of things were broken on emulators and weren't working properly, and that's because emulators are not directly supported by the devs. But the devs do know that a lot of people do play on emulators, so eventually they do give you an update, but that is not their priority. Their priority is to make sure that the game works on mobile devices, the devices that it's meant to play on. And even then, there are sometimes some devices that have issues, right? I know some of you guys play on older devices or devices that aren't that high end, and that can cause some problems with that could cause you some minor problems as well, with like stuttering or the game freezing or crashing. But yeah, that's always why I don't recommend playing on a laptop or on PC, because the emulators are not directly supported. See you later, Toy Muffin player. What are good planes for a fleet in Sydney? Really, any of the E or F size planes can be pretty good at Sydney. The medium planes are not like really fantastic. We should probably play Sydney again soon. I did unlock Sydney and I haven't played it yet. On my free-to-play account, I've unlocked Sydney, but I haven't played Sydney yet. And I kind of want to like wait for a stream to do it, but I don't know if I should even do that anymore. I think I should just play it. Dan in Vermont, you went out and bought a cheap Android tablet on Amazon just to play WoA. Nice. It's definitely a lot, in my opinion, it's a lot better to play World of Airports on a tablet than it is on a phone. I just like the buttons are easier to press. You know, everything just feels better in my opinion. Pat, can we check how many planes are close to finish? Yeah, let's take a look. So let's go to active here and we'll switch it over to other players' planes. So we're going to go through and heart the planes that are almost close to finish. So we got Unknowable Slope, which is at 9 out of 10. This is hearted because it's a larger plane and it's from GRU. So I like to help make sure we get the GRU planes landed early. We have a 752F that's at T5. That's 7 out of 10, but not, you know, that's three more days of handling. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. We got Nathan Guarino at Washington with a 752F. That's at 9 out of 10. We have Hammy with the B38M from Washington at 9 out of 10. Hammy with a 77W at Muscat at 8 out of 10. We have a Dietary Barbarian who has a E190 at Washington at IAD at 9 out of 10. It doesn't look like I'm gonna get that level next week, huh? We got Mert at 8 out of 10 for an A359 from Muscat. And then Aerolines Santiago with the C-17 from Washington at 8 out of 10. It looks like it's going to probably take me about 2 weeks to get it, perhaps, unless something amazing happens. But actually, I didn't look at the rewards for those planes. It could very well be possible that those planes could have enough rewards. Like this, oh, let's look at the first 9 out of 10. It was Hammy now, because we're going from left to right. I know, Dietary Barbarian, like this one right here, 54 XP. And then we have a larger plane from Hammy. This is an 8 out of 10, 119 XP. Here's a B38M, 71 XP, 122 for the Concorde. So maybe we had to handle that Concorde again. Maybe. See you later, David. Thanks for hopping in, man. Fat, you should stream WoA in a week and just play SAN to get Muscat. That's actually a good idea too. What I've been doing during the week though, it depends on like what day it is. But actually this week, like what was I doing this week? What was I doing this week? I was working out. That's what I was doing this week. So like once my son goes to sleep, it was usually like 8 to 9 o'clock, you know, Eastern time. Once he goes to sleep, I then, you know, I watch a YouTube video and then I do some at-home workouts. And then what else have I been doing? Oh yeah, and then I got the Switch 2 on Thursday. So I've been playing some Mario Kart with my wife. That's been fun. And then I've been playing Pokemon Scarlet. I actually bought the old DLC, but I finally bought the DLC, so that way I was waiting for the Switch 2 to buy the DLC as well for Pokemon, and that's been pretty fun to play. It runs really great on the Switch 2. Can't wait for more games to come out. What else have I been doing this week at night? I've been sending some of my contracts that I still owe to people to St. Martin, so I'm never doing a contract from St. Martin again. I can tell you that. It just takes so long, and that takes me, I think, back to this, right? Nope, not to this. I'm trying to find Loro. Let's see, feature request, gameplay. It's not here, isn't it? I thought. Let's see if I can search by. Search. This one right here, right? So I hope a moderator should probably definitely move this to like to suggestions, but I'm not a moderator here. But like I want to see like this, what this suggestion here is saying, which Laura123Q shared with me, is how we need to have the capability to send player contracts and player connections a request without occupying a stand. I think that would be fantastic. Really like the indicator. Okay, this is cool. Yes, please, Ahmad, move it. Or yeah, use these other stands that aren't being used. That's another good idea too. Yo, love, thank you so much for the follow. Adam Cack, buy the M plane contract when we get there, bro. I'm gonna refund it. Otherwise, it's gonna confuse me. And what if I never get to Prague, man? What if I never get there? We got another 7 minutes on my managers. Everything's looking good there. What's up, David Ibiye Korapamo? TJ said, I told you, I cried for you sending those contracts out of St. Martin. I know, right? Yo, what's up, Laura123Q? Yeah, I think the topic here, the biggest issue in WoA, this needs to be moved to feature requests, because that's where the devs will actually see it. I don't think the devs are looking in general discussion. So maybe ask a moderator to move it, because then I think in the suggestions channels, which are right over here, feature requests, I think there's like a voting feature as well. They have, yeah, there's a voting feature here that people can vote on, and that'll, I think that helps get the people's attention, right? So here's another one, which I'm just going to vote for based on the title. Ability to block stands for certain sizes. What is your suggestion? Give the option to manually select what sizes a stand can be selected for. Maybe in the construction menu, having the option of selecting a stand and selecting what size you want to not be able to put in that stand. It'll only block. So yeah, I like the I like that. Yep, let's do that. I like that. That's something I know I've been asking for a bit. I did even message that to the developers like privately. So hopefully they see that topic with all those votes and get that voted up. They get that included in the game. Yeah, vote up, guys, vote. Yo, thanks for subscribing, Moha. And David, thank you too, man. What's up, Magis Kais? Nice to see you, dude. All right. Yeah, I got so many L planes here, or larger planes that are just one contract. They're random arrivals. I don't want the random arrivals to come first, though. Although they are taking up a contract capacity for like no good reason. But let's see if I can find one again. No, Siri, stop listening. So yeah, we got like this 789. Oh, 2XP. 2XP ain't gonna get me to 560 though. So we'll get these other planes landed. And I think what Adam Cack said earlier is something I definitely need to do if I want to unlock Muscat in the next couple of streams, or in the next stream. I probably need to stream during the week this week. Get a couple more handlings at San Diego. Maybe we do a nice 1 hour or an hour and a half stream at San Diego, because we got quite a few planes handled here today. And that was like in an hour 10. And we handled most of the larger planes. The only large planes we still have left to go, or primarily the large planes we have left to go, are the ones that are random arrivals. So nice, David. So David said, ever since I've started playing this game last year, December, now you have almost all the airports, like 4 left. That's pretty solid, bro. Pretty solid. Congrats. Just do a 1 hour stream to get the planes completed. You're right. Yeah, I don't have to make it more complicated than I need to be, right? I don't need to make it longer. And the Saturday streams are where it's really at. Like, yeah, that's true. Like, we should just do like a grinding stream. You know, like maybe maybe I take the tips that I'm giving you guys, where it's like, hey, it's better to play 30 minutes per day than to play for 3 hours on one day. Maybe I actually do it myself. Maybe I should do it myself. Yeah, keep it simple, right? Kiss. Mwah. But yeah, maybe I should take my own advice. Sometimes it's the hardest thing, right? To take your own advice. Well, I think the thing that would get in my head the most, though, is when people start complaining, or not complaining, but like when they start feeling bad that they missed the stream, right? Because I know, like, if I stream during the week, then it's going to be at nighttime, my nighttime. But then that also gives people who don't normally able to join a stream, it gives them an opportunity to join a stream. So I guess it could be just a net positive, I guess. Late December, that's what's up, man. 6 months to get almost all the airports. I hope my videos helped you out too, man. That's the main reason I make these. I started streaming World of Airports and started making videos for World of Airports. I saw people asking the same questions over and over, week after week, and sometimes those basic questions would just go unanswered, right? Because sometimes people are just so like tired of answering those questions. They don't answer it anymore. And you got some people like on different places that will still help and answer these questions, but I figured, why not just like give people the capability or option to just like say, hey, here's a video that explains what you need to know. Like, how do I get free Go planes? Oh, here's a video from Phat Airlines that explains that for you. Like, how do I get Go planes faster? Oh, here's another video. You know, that way, because it was the same response. Like, how do I level up fast? And that's why I'm glad somebody gave me a suggestion earlier today, or a request to like put out another video on how to like level up fast, because I think my leveling up fast video is for 1.5 or 1.4, and we're at 3.0. So things are pretty much the same, but they're also a little bit different, and people might get confused because like the UI is different. So they might not know if the strategy still applies, or how you have to modify it a little bit. So I'm gonna move that up on my list. Your videos helped you? Nice. Good to hear, man. No need to shout though. I appreciate your excitement. How long did it take you to get a million wallers? Because I want to get the Concorde. So with the Concorde, you also have to have 1,000 gold planes, right? But I mean, I've been playing San Diego since we unlocked this account. All right, since we opened this account, I've been playing San Diego. But San Diego wasn't like my top airport to play. It was nowhere near being my top airport to play until recently, when I realized like, hey, there's no way I'm gonna unlock Muscat if I never play San Diego. So I've been playing San Diego a lot more recently. But the main way, I mean, the main thing you want to do in order to get to like 1 million plus wallers is you want to have your own fleet planes. If you look here, we're gonna go into like the sizes, right? But like I got these A380s, right? So if we look here, this A380 is making me 15,000 wallers per flight, and on this contract alone, it's made me 9,000 wallers. Here's another A380 contract I have to Merck. And this flight is making me 14,000 wallers per flight. So that's pretty good. Here's an A380 that's going to Washington, and it's making me 8,000 wallers per flight. So, and this has been an ongoing contract for a while, it looks like, because I made 125,000 wallers on that plane. Here's an E-plane, an A35K, making me 10,000 wallers. You can be handling non-player planes or other player planes, and none of these planes are going to make you 9,000 wallers. They're all 1,000, 2,000. So that's the number one way to kind of get more wallers, is by getting more fleet planes. So you don't have to buy fleet planes, right? You can get the premium pass. The premium pass gives you a lot of fleet planes that you can get for free. I mean, even look at this, an E190, which only costs you 50,000 wallers from San Diego to Washington, is making me 1,000 wallers per flight. And then, I mean, look at this, a 752 that's coming from IAD is barely, it's not even making me 1,000 wallers for that single flight. So I mean, all you gotta do is handle this plane 50 times, you make your money back. But like, if you're playing long term, that's no problem. And yeah, it's no problem. If you're gonna stream in the week, please tell it on Discord. I mean, you'll get my normal notifications, and I probably I will be more likely to remember to tell people in the VIP chat than on other chats. But I will do my best, especially like, hey, I'm preparing for a stream, I should be live in 15 minutes. I could probably do that. That should be doable. Yeah, that should be doable. All right, what I'm waiting for right now is I want this plane to finish. So 1 more minute. This plane I'm not going to wait for, and I'll wait for this one to finish as well. So we'll wait for these 2 planes to finish. Maybe have another plane land in their place. Oh, look at this. When did I start playing the game? I started playing World of Airports, I think about like 2 or 3 months after its release. So I've been playing since like the very first year of World of Airports. Before World of Airports, I was playing Unmatched Air Traffic Control, which is called we were gonna call it UATC, and I had a lot of fun playing UATC, but it got repetitive for me, and it felt like it was way too slow to earn the coins that you needed in order to unlock the next airport. So I was looking for something else to kind of break up the grind a little bit for me. And I downloaded a bunch of other like airport games and things like that, like tiny airports and some like the other simulators that are out there. But none of them really appealed to me. And then I found World of Airports. And at first I was a little confused on World of Airports. I didn't really understand it. So I ended up finding the World of Airports forum. I found the World of Airports Discord, and I started asking questions. And then once I figured out some of the basics, then it's like, oh wow, this game is really fun. I know how to play it now, and I know how to do it. So ever since then, I've been playing like nonstop. I would be on vacation. I'd be playing on the beach. I would be playing in the pool. I'd be playing it everywhere, you know. So I was just I had a blast playing this game, and really enjoyed it. Then I was like, it's always been my goal or dream since I was like young to like be like a streamer or something. And I know like 4 years ago, I tried doing some like Destiny 2 streams, and I would always be streaming to like 0 viewers. So that kind of got that demotivated me, and I stopped doing it. I know I probably, if I would have persevered and kept pushing and kept doing it, I probably could have been successful there too. But I think everything happens like for a reason, right? God has his plan. And ultimately, because I loved World of Airports so much, I looked to see what was happening in World of Airports on the internet. And I saw like there was a bunch of other like YouTube creators who were making World of Airports content, but it was more like gameplay and not like tutorials, nothing like that. So I saw that gap, I filled it in, and I started making more videos on World of Airports. My first video was how to get gold planes, and I mean, the rest is history, right? We're here with how many viewers are here? 29 viewers, 29 of you guys. Thank you for joining. That's another thing too. The Wild Trucker says, Fat, you actually played UATC? Yeah. I also like stopped playing it too because they like stopped getting updates for a long time, and I couldn't find anywhere to get news about like what's happening with this game. Whereas at least World of Airports, they went through that period of time, like what was it, 1 or 2 years? Like how long was it, the 2.0 gap? But World of Airports also went through a long period of time where they had no update, right? No update at all. And that was a rough time for the community, but we persevered. But the good thing is the developers actually communicated like, hey, we're working on a complete game overhaul, and that's why you haven't seen any updates. So at least we had that information. When UATC got no updates, I wasn't sure what was happening, so it didn't really make me feel confident, right? And then on top of that, UATC also has like the subscription program, and they have this subscription program, yet they're not giving us updates. And it's like, I don't mind, you know, software as a service, but like if you're gonna have a software as a service model, then you also need to have a model where you're updating your software on a consistent basis, so that way you're driving people to want to pay monthly. And that's my opinion, and I think that's how the software as a service model should work. If you're paying every single month instead of a one-time fee, then I'm expecting to get continuous updates. But yeah, I think it's time to play some prog now. I guess I should wait 1 more minute. We are getting this L plane right here landing. Oh, this is a cargo plane. It's going to be a little bit of a taxi. Wild Trucker said, hey Fat, I believe the developers really need to up the gold plane rewards. 1 gold plane is nothing, to be honest. They need to increase it at least. So first off, you should never be unlocking the 1 gold plane for 1,500 silver planes unless you have like a lot of silver planes. If you're only buying the 1 gold plane, you're getting ripped off. Okay, you're getting ripped off. You need to save up your gold planes every single week to buy the 10 gold planes for 10,000 silver planes. That is number 1. If you're only buying 1, stop. Buy 10. Be patient and buy 10. Because if you buy 10 every single week for 10,000 silver planes, then you're getting 520 gold planes for free. That is not cheap. And I think that's a lot. I mean, it is a lot. And if you look at that, 500 gold planes is like what, $70 or something like that. So that's a lot that you can get for free. Now, once you start building up a bank of silver planes, then you could start buying the one gold plane for 1,500 every single day. So if you were to be able to achieve that, where you could get 17 gold planes every single day for one whole year, or sorry, 17 gold planes every single week for one whole year, that's 884 gold planes for free. For free. You did not have to pay a single dime. You don't have to pay for any server costs. All you have to do is play the game. And you could even get silver planes without even playing with other players. I mean, I think playing with other players is the best way to play, because that's how you're going to get the top rewards. But there are people who don't play with other players and get silver planes, and yet you're still getting all those gold planes for free. So I know it's rough, but I think the first mistake you're doing is doing the one gold plane. Never do the one gold plane. Always do the 10 gold planes. The one gold plane is only for the rich. It's only for the rich. If you're not rich, don't do it, all right? You guys have the same story as me. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. All right, so we got Hammy's plane pushed back. All right, I think we are good to change airports. Let's just make sure this plane reaches the stand. Oh, it's at the stand. Good. We're going to go ahead and change airports now. We're going to go to Prague Airport. Prague Airport, we unlocked a month ago or two. We finally finished up Bari Airport and we unlocked Prague. So Prague, we're level 11, and we need what level? We need level like 40. What was it, 50? Wow. 51 to unlock Washington Airport. So we got a long way to go. But the cool thing with Prague Airport is that it's so close to so many other airports in this game. Prague is like literally like right in the center of Europe here, right? So you got LHR, which could send planes. You got Leipzig, which could send some smaller planes. You got Innsbruck, which could send planes. You got Bari, and then not only that, you got Muscat that could send planes, and then of course you have the larger airports as well. GRU, St. Martin and Washington, which will all have larger planes. Same thing with BKK and Nagoya. Now, I don't think you can get any planes from San Diego. Maybe you can, but definitely not from Sydney. So, yeah, gonna have a good time playing here. It looks like for some reason the Concords are not hearted. Oh, they are hearted. I just have all my L stands occupied. So this is another airport where we're not gonna get too many levels today, if any levels at all. But we do have to like play the game. We do have to play the airport if we want to level up, right? You're not going to make progress on an airport if you never play it. Hockey fan said, thankfully you did, because your content has helped so many. Thank you, man. David, it's good to hear I'm helped you out. Adam Cack, thank you for that too. What's up, Kuba Gaming 9738? Thanks for the subscription, Gun Kills, Bob. Oh, UATC was sold? I need to let the World of Airports developers know. I mean, I would love to be like an owner of World of Airports. That would be pretty cool. Actually, sometime like 2 weeks ago during my free time, I was working on like creating my own game, but then that was way too complicated for me. So I'm working on creating it's using AI, but I understand some basic web code. So I'm creating a World of Airports profit calculator for the Phat Airlines website. I have to do a little bit more research though, because with these planes, let's look at my own planes. So right, we have over here the contract total, which is a good contract total. As long as you keep it with the same, as long as you keep this playing with the same player, the contract total will keep updating, even if you're on like a new 10 out of 10 contract. That's really helpful for keeping track. But what is hard to keep track of is maintenance, right? So there's no there might be a way, but I haven't figured out a way to understand how, like, where are you in this maintenance cycle? Is it based on this airplane condition bar? Is that what I could use? Like, once we're at 75%, is that when we hit the small check? And then once we're at 50%, we hit another small check. Once we're at 25, we hit the last small check, and then at 0, we're at the large. I think that might be how it works, but I haven't spent enough time like looking at maintenance to validate that. So that's one of the things I want to make sure we keep we keep track of for my future profit calculator. I'm gonna probably also use like different web spreadsheets that are available on the internet, such as like the one from Geo. I know he has like a whole fleet spreadsheet available, so I'll take a look at that as well. But yeah, I'm working on some things for the website. I was thinking about trying to code a game, but man, that was way more complicated than I was like willing to do at that time. When is the new airport online? World of Airports hasn't shared any dates with us yet. They just told us that Santiago de Chile, which is a SCL airport, is going to be the next airport in the game. But as far as when it's going to come out, we don't know. But what we do know is the GRU came out on April 1st, right? April 1st, 2025. And typically every airport is about 3 to 4 months apart. So right now it's June 7th for me, which means we have maybe about another month of waiting if everything follows like the normal schedule. Now, you know, bugs happen, delays happen, things like that can happen, but I mean, we're probably looking at July or August for the next airport to come out, but we don't know for sure. I mean, it could even come out in June. I think, well, hold on, let's take a look at Instagram real quick. If they posted something. So yeah, they did post this, right? But this is a work in progress on the Emirates A380. You know, we don't really have I don't think I saw any screenshots of, yeah, I didn't see any screenshots of SCL on their Instagram. Usually we'll see more teasers about the new airport on their social media as we're getting closer to the release date. QJ, you have 36 weeks to 10 gold planes. So I think the problem now for you though is that we don't have enough things to spend silver planes on. Once you reach that like tipping point where you're just getting a lot of silver planes, there's just, it ends up getting to the point where you don't have enough to spend your silver planes on, which is another problem, right? Because like I have 3.5 million silver planes on my main account, but like I know there's a lot of people out there where 3.1 million or 3.5 million silver planes is chump change compared to them. So I think there needs to be more things for us to spend our silver planes on. I don't know what that would be. I think maybe like the basic liveries on planes, those should probably cost silver planes and not gold planes. But I also understand that the developers, they need to make money, right? I mean, yeah, I mean, they need to make money. The game costs, the servers cost money. The developers have salaries. You know, this is I think for most of them it's their full-time job, right? So yeah, it's a tough thing to balance, like free to play, keeping the game accessible and free. They also don't have intrusive pop-up ads. They don't have anything like that that's like forcing players to buy things like so many other free to play games out there. I have a whole like video on this, a short video on it, right? But it's like World of Airports is very, very cool as a free-to-play player, and yet a lot of free-to-play players are also the same ones who are complaining the most about, you know, not getting enough gold planes. Like, really, bro? Like, just take what you can get for free. I mean, things do get worse over time where they like inflate the numbers, right? Like they make the planes more expensive and things like that. But what other game is like this that you can get like you don't have to pay a single dime and you can still get a Concorde? Like, there are some people who've never paid a single dime for World of Airports and they've unlocked the Concorde as a free-to-play player. All right. That's a feat on its own, right? So they deserve it, but still, the developers aren't getting paid by that, you know? All right, so what we got? We got Adam Cack here. How I can send a contract? Yeah, we got you, bro. You got Mert with the M plane contract, nice. And, you know, Player and J6, you guys have to go on Twitch and do the redemption. So for the 734, that would be an M plane contract, and for the C17 or the B77W, that would be an L plane contract. Yeah, I've been struggling making videos mainly because the past 3 years that I've been making videos, I've been paying more for making videos than I've been making with streaming. So it's nice to help people, but at the same time, I have to kind of find a balance because, you know, I don't want to go in depth over World of Airports. That's also part of the reason why, you know, I'm looking for a sponsor this year. That's also part of the reason why I'm looking for a sponsor this year, so I can create more videos. You know, I did try out like I did like a whole like month or two where I did like a video every week, and we had like short videos going out like every single, almost every day. It wasn't every day, but it was almost every day, and our views did go up by a lot, and but our revenue did not really go up. So, which makes sense because a lot of you guys have ad blockers and things like that, and I get it. I don't like ads either, but I need something that's gonna, you know, help me to make more videos. I'm also thinking about like proposing to World of Airports developers something like where like I think Fortnite has this, and I know Rocket League has it, but like in like the Rocket League store, you go into the store and you have an option to type in like a creator code, so that way any purchase that you make in Rocket League, a portion of that goes towards that creator as well. So I want to propose that to the World of Airports developers. Maybe I should just put that in the forum. I think I'm gonna email it to them, but I'm gonna propose something like that, so that way, you know, if you guys find my videos helpful, then you can use my code, and when you buy like the Boeing pack or the Airbus pack or gold planes, and maybe that'll help support the channel too, and you get to, you know, get some gold planes from World of Airports. So that's something I'm thinking about proposing to them. I was thinking about also asking for like a sponsorship from them, but then I also have to think about how you guys would feel if I was sponsored by World of Airports. Would you be able to trust my opinions? Because I know that happens a lot with content creators who are sponsored by the game that they're playing. Then all of a sudden it's like, can you really trust their opinion? So that's another thing. You're gonna play RFS? I don't really like the flight simulators too much. Too much. I've tried playing them here and there, and I give them a shot like every few months, but ultimately the flight sims, I don't know. The most interesting part on the flight sims are, you know, takeoff and landing, and then once you're in the air, you're just kind of chilling there. I mean, that's how it is IRL, right? But like, yeah, that's how I feel. You notice there's a very recent update. Yeah, we went over the patch notes earlier. We can go over them one more time. It's some small things that they added. They added let's actually look. Let's go up here. Oops. June 7th. So they added airplane cameras to the fly view. They added 5 new liveries. They improved radio communications, and they added a copy button for partner airlines, and they optimized the Wikipedia. They fixed some bugs as well. Nothing that I've experienced myself, so I can't like show you that they're corrected because I don't know what they were. And they fixed some graphic problems too. But like for the player, you can go right here to the contract. You click on a player's contract card, whether that's because you have their plane here, or you go into the contract menu, you go to active, you click on the player's card, you go to contract, and then right here on the bottom right, it has an option for you to copy their name to your clipboard. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. It'll make it so much easier for you to send planes to reciprocate, right? So there's so many times where somebody's sending me a plane, but I'm not able to send them a plane back because either I can't see their full name, or their name has special characters in there and I don't know their player ID, you know, because you can get your player ID, which is different from your player name. Your username is just your, you know, the name that's right here. But if you copy this, it'll copy your ID to the clipboard, which is a random string of numbers and letters. Let me show you. Whoops. I click down here. That's my player ID right there, right? But this is case sensitive. So I like that they added the player copying into the card here. Let's see if I can, yeah, it's just Alfie. Nice. So that's pretty cool. If we go to radar view, you can see here we have this 77L that's on its way to Washington, and they added these extra views, right? So you got the front of the plane, you have passenger to the left, passenger on the right, and then you got the back of the tail, just like when you're in the airport, the same camera views here. So I think that's pretty cool as well. A nice little thing that they added there. What is this? Okay. What's up, Rating Natings? Nice to see you. Adam Cack said creator code for Phat would be fire. Yeah, I'm glad you hear that. M plane contract from Mert. Nice. We're gonna have to buy some contract capacity, so we'll buy 10 more right there. That's a pretty cool way to copy players. Yeah, and I think it's going to be great for like reciprocating contracts, right? So sometimes people will send me a contract and then I never, it's hard for me to send them a contract back. So now that'll actually make it easier for me to send them a contract back. So that'll be cool. I just got to make sure I use it, you know? S plane contract from Seabird. Nice. Ooh, CRJ2F. I don't have a lot of cargo planes yet here at this at Prague, so getting a cargo plane is pretty exciting. Okay, what we got? We got these Concords. A Concorde from Leipzig. Oh my gosh, that's another that's gonna be fun. If we spend like 2 hours here at Prague, especially once we're at the higher levels, if we could spend a couple hours here at Prague, oh, we're gonna get those Concords back so fast. We'll do the E190. Damn, you see her J2 looks like a business jet? Yeah, it does a little bit. I don't like plane spotting camera. Passengers should start boarding any second now. Oh, get your drops in on Twitch. There we go. I actually caught it this time. I usually miss it. Feels bad. Thirty seconds. 30 seconds. Oh, is Hockey Fan gonna be the one? Looks like it. Oh, not a lot of bumping on that round. Right, we got more Concords to land. So we got Meek Raven, a Bronze Realm. I'm gonna do the Leipzig ones. How far away is the Washington? 2-hour round trip. That's not bad at all. And we got Flamingos, A388. Let's select a stand. Oh yeah, look at that. You can see the people walking. I love that. Imagine buying one A388 and end up getting 10 for the price of one. What would you do? I would buy 10 more. That's what I would do. Shoot, if I bought one A388 and I ended up getting 10, I would buy 10 more and get 100. That Concorde remind you of Airlines Argentina? Well, it is. It is him. That's funny. I'm like, you're right. You're not wrong. Are you dropping a baby rating? What is that? Oh, I forget what that emoji is. Baby rage. What's up, Educate? Educate asked if their plane is there. I haven't landed your plane. I don't think so. I'm really just trying to focus on getting the special large planes, which I consider the special ones are Concords and the A380s. I try to land those first here at Prague, and then after that, then I go to the other large and X planes. Okay, we got Hockey Fan with a contract. We got Seabird with the small plane contract. Nice. Oh, I forgot to accept this. So yeah, back to like my leveling up tips, right? So I always accept this free player contract, this random arrival. Yeah, it's only 1 XP and it's only 1 silver plane for this plane, but like it doesn't cost you anything to accept it. It kind of keeps you playing the game a little bit, and like it's free. So just accept it. Same thing with the local player contract. Even if you don't want to like level this up all the way up to tier 10, just accept it. It's free, and then cancel it after the first handling. So that's what I do on all my airports. Is I do the local contract and the random player arrival. I accept those every single time. Every single time I will accept those. Let's do the Leipzig Concorde from Mert. That's what I need. I need more Concords from Leipzig to send to people at Prague. That's definitely what I need more of. I need to stop telling these planes to take off. Okay, let's go back to hearted planes. So next we're gonna do Concords from LHR, because LHR I think is the next closest. 32-minute round trip. Yeah, 32-minute round trip from LHR. So I think I'm going to do Meek Raven, or actually let's do the ones that are highest. So we'll start with easy. And how far is this one? Euroland and France, Japan, 2 hours away. We're not going to be here for 2 more hours, but I will make sure. Whoa, look at that Concorde, man. It's so fast. Yeah, we won't be here for, we'll probably be here for another 30 minutes. Like I said this in the beginning of the stream, but my mom, you know, my mom is she's fantastic. I really appreciate her, because every Saturday, you know, while I'm streaming, she comes over so that way she can help babysit, and that lets, you know, my wife rest and relax. Sometimes she's not resting, sometimes she's just like cleaning up as well, but like it lets her like kind of have her own time. It lets me do my stream in peace without having to worry about, you know, my son. And she comes over almost every single Saturday. It's a blessing, and I'm really thankful for mom. But what was I saying? Yeah, she wants to leave early today, so I'm going to honor her wish, of course. And I think today, I don't know, does NYCFC play today? Always love watching soccer. Football for you Europeans. They don't play this weekend. That's weird. So we want the Concords to land next. I play some mini games. I should play some mini games. Let's turn on the parking minigame. Oh, I can't on stand 5. Sad. Okay, where's the next Concorde? Where you at? Where you at? Oh, you're all... Oh. Can I play the minigame on this stand? Yes, I can. Stand 22. I push back. I think it's almost time, though, to turn on the departure manager. This queue is starting to get long, but only because they're like larger planes. So we're going to let this plane line up next. The queue doesn't get so bad when you're like have a bunch of small planes. And you know, last thing I want to do, I mean, the good thing is I already have a plane at this stand, but when planes start taxiing and going from, you know, going for this taxi path right here, trying to go to this area, if this departure queue is too long, it's going to cause a problem. I wish they had an event for $1.6 million and 1,000 GP. Yeah, that would never happen, bro. But keep wishing. Alright, we're going to turn on the departure manager. I'm going to turn it on for 30 minutes. And yeah, I mean, I don't think we're going to get... any silver planes from this game session, but I do think we're in a spot with 9,000 silver planes, and then next week we got a few planes that we're going to be able to finish at San Diego, or not even next week, this week, because I'm going to be playing. I definitely need to stream some other days this week, even if it's just 30 minutes or an hour. I need to do a few of those streams, so I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna buy this one Go plane mainly because I know I can come up with the 10,000 for this coming week. So I'm gonna go ahead and purchase it, get the 505. Now I'm gonna feel really dumb though if I don't reach 10,000 next Saturday. And then you guys can call me out on it too, though. And you check the radar when your E190 arrives. All right, let's go to arrivals. You got Mertz E190. Let's take a look at it. Arriving in 9 minutes. Mert, are you doing new colors now? You got Adam Cack with the E190F. The Wild Trucker said the worst things that ever happened to me multiple times in San Diego is the departure lane clogging up your airplane. Your airplane's unable to fly out, then close the game and lose it all. So you don't lose it all though. What happens right now? Let me explain this to you. So like when you exit the game, all the planes that are taxiing, they're going to have to land again. Okay. All the planes that are taxiing are going to have to land again. So you don't necessarily lose progress. You just have to go through all the taxiing process again, which kind of stinks. I get it. And then for your planes that are departing though, which was what you were saying at San Diego, right? If you have a departure queue that's way too clogged up, sometimes you have to just exit the game because you could even soft lock your airport where you can't get any arrivals and you can't get any departures going on because the runway could even physically be clogged, right? So ultimately, sometimes you have to go back to the main menu. And when you go back to the main menu, what happens now as of 3.0 is the airplanes that haven't been cleared for takeoff yet will take off on your radar on a delay. So you didn't lose your progress. Like this Concorde is not on my radar, and it won't be until that it won't be on the radar until it gets cleared for takeoff. But if I were to exit and go to main menu, it would still not be on my radar. It would be on like a 5 to 10 minute delay, which isn't terrible. I think they added that because they added the takeoff button for departures now, and I think it also like kind of makes more people. It makes the departure manager more useful in a lot of ways. But I also know it could be confusing because then it looks like they just disappeared and they're not there. Especially when you come back in immediately, they haven't disappeared. They are there. You just have to wait for a small delay for them to actually show up on your map. Mertz using new color, nice. But in the end, green is your main color. Gotcha. Yeah. You gotta have those limited edition planes, right? That's what I do every once in a while. Is I like to have like some limited edition planes that are like just unique, and then I remember. It's like that's one of my goals I want to do with the Phat Airlines newsletter. Is I want to have like these limited edition planes, right? So like for the month of June, right, we have a plane that's like red, white, and blue, for example. Something like that. Or maybe that's more appropriate for July, for Independence Day, for American independence. I don't know. But like just do something like that so that way when I look at that plane, I can remember, oh, that's from June 2025. Trucker says when it's getting congested, you pause the arrivals until it's all cleared, then reactivate it. Another thing you can do too, instead of having to pause the arrivals, is you could also just change the departure ratio. Like just preferred more departures, do like 1 to 5, and that'll help. So that way, even if you if you forget to unpause the manager, at least you're still getting arrivals. You know what I'm saying? I typically forget a lot to unpause managers, so that's why I'm mentioning it, because I would just prefer to just go in here and change the ratio, so that way it's preferring departures over arrivals. And then when I'm first starting an airport, like when I first load into the airport, sometimes, especially like at Nagoya, I'm putting this ratio at like 3-to-1 or 4-to-1, and then I have to adjust it over to like 1-to-3 once that line gets very long. We want to land actual players. I got 2 planes available here. What's up, Mateo? Hockey fan asked, did I accept the contract? Oh, that was from 15 minutes ago. Jeez. What's your username, bro? Are you player 86353666822? I thought your username was hockey fan. Maybe I'm just slow. I must have accepted it. I don't see the request here. Either that or it's a new bug. I must have accepted. Actually, we could check, right? Let's go to Hockey Fan 63. EFG. All right. H is before I. It's not here, bro. Phat Empire. Phat Space Empire. Handling the A388 contract at Prague, an event for 1K silver planes. That's not today's event, is it? I know like a couple weeks ago they had that event playing. Oh yeah, wow, look at that. This is today's event plane, I'm pretty sure. You get 1K silver planes and you get 10 XP. That's pretty awesome, man. Thank you for mentioning that. I didn't realize. That's a lot of silver planes, man. That's a lot of silver planes. I gotta make sure I log into all my accounts and get that right now. Oh, hockey fan, you sent it to Phat Airlines. I got the request on Phat Airlines, bro. I don't. You don't have to pay anything for Phat Airlines. I don't really play Prague on Phat Airlines like that though. So you're probably better off sending to a different airport. Let me update my game on my phone. Always like to be playing on the latest version, you know what I'm saying? Alright, let's land some more Concords. And Prague is my Concorde hub. It is the Concorde hub. Where are these planes that are assigned to 23 and 24? There's been no planes landing here. Where are they at? Let me check my approach manager. So I have F, E, oh, I have B planes third. Let's move D planes up. That's probably a D plane that's there. All right, there we go. There we go, bro. Now I see you. Now I see you. Taxi to runway. Start handling. Ooh, Mertz 195. Nice. 2 minutes on that guy. 7 over here. Oh, that one's done. Nice. 2 minutes on that guy. So Dwyer, when you change the approach to departure ratio here, this affects both landings and departures. So if I change it over here to 2-to-1, and then I go down to the departure manager, it's changed as well. So it does on both. It doesn't matter which one you select, but it's only active if both of them are active, right? You can't. It doesn't control the approach departure ratio if you only have departure on or if you only have approach on. So you need to have both of those managers active for that to actually like count. But Yeah, that's a that it. When you do adjust the bar, it adjusts it for both of them. Laura, what's up, Laura 123Q? So right now we're playing on Phat Empire, and in order to send a contract request to this account, you do have to purchase it, and it's free. It doesn't cost real money, but you do have to purchase it using your Phat coins, which you get on Twitch as a viewer of the stream. So you get that as a viewer of the stream, and you purchase the M plane contract, for example, and then that gets me to accept your contract request coming to me. We have it that way because, as you can see here, right? I frequently run out of contract capacity on this account, and anytime I run out of contract capacity, I then have to purchase more, so that way I can accept your contract request. And another reason why we have it that way too is because we want people who are playing World of Airports, especially playing while we're streaming, is even a better bonus. So that's one way to kind of make sure that people are here, people are active and engaged. All right, I'm gonna be playing some Phat Airlines later today too. Now, OnkyFan said I resent it because it was never accepted. I'm pretty sure you sent it to my Phat Airlines account, bro. Because I got when I looked at my phone, it said I had a pending request from you there as a notification. I didn't go into Prague Airport, but hey, no worries. We got it all cleared up now, so we're good to go. We are good to go. So yeah, it looks like everybody, if you have Prague unlocked, you definitely should at least go into that airport. You don't even have to handle the plane, but you need to accept the plane contract. There's a special event plane, which is, I think, this Air Canada plane. Let me just double check. Yeah, this Air Canada A333. Let me take a picture of it. We got this Air Canada A333, which is going to give you 1,000 silver planes as a reward for handling it, which is amazing. That's such a huge amount that you can get for free. It's like finishing a tier 10 contract on an A333. That's pretty amazing. Here's Educate. Here's your I see your B77W. It's from GRU, so I'm gonna heart it. But I'm first I want to prioritize the Concords. The Concords, we can get a lot of handling done in a short amount of time, so I need to handle those. But I'll make sure your plane from GRU gets landed. I already hearted it, so that's gonna help to make sure that we get it on the ground. This is from IAD, but let's see. Do we have any more Concords from LHR? No. So what we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna do. Who's this going to? Hammy, nice. We'll send this over to Hammy. Hammy, are you still here? Did you max out GRU yet? I know you were not rushing GRU, so I'm not trying to rush you either. But did you max out GRU? And actually, everybody else, like, where are you at with GRU? Are you max level? I'm just interested because I know a lot of times, you know, everybody, we're all at different places when it comes to like how fast or how slow we want to play World of Airports. David, you can't play LHR. Why not, man? Yeah, Laura. Oh, yeah, Laura. You have no clue because you're on YouTube. If you watch twitch.tv/Phat Airlines, and you sign up for a free account on Twitch, and you're here, you just watch the streams. You get points for watching the stream. It's like an engagement thing that World of Airport, or not World of Airport. It's an engagement thing that Twitch has, which I really think is cool. I wish YouTube would do something like that, but they don't really have anything like that right now. Is this plane taking off? Yes, it is. You have too many planes? Oh no. So QJ is 58 out of 77. Zyrox is level 13. Hockey Fan is max. Luis is level 54. Jane Oder Dach says, I'm far away from GRU. You just unlocked Nagoya. Nice. Luis said 2 weeks ago they're at 38 and now they're at what, 54. Let's go. That's some solid movement right there. TJ said, I'm nowhere near unlocking GRU, but you're getting there. LHR is where you're at. Nice. Sydney is a tough airport to play. I'm excited to start it up as a new airport soon. Kat said, I'm surprised I got max level GRU before Phat. Yeah, I've been taking a lot of breaks lately from World Airports, mainly because of all the things that are happening like at work, in business, and just in life in general. Some major things happening in a good way. Loro is almost at max. Nice. David, I don't know what you're begging for, but you know, keep in mind I don't like beggars. My Discord link doesn't work. That's interesting. Which are you using the link in my description? Actually, let me type in !Discord. Maybe if I typed it in the chat box. Discord, there we go. Use that link. If it's not working, then maybe you're banned. Did you get banned? I know sometimes people get banned because their accounts get hacked. So if you got banned, maybe check out like the join. See if you can send me a DM or a moderator DM so we can unban you. And protect your Discord accounts, guys. Protect all of your online accounts. Don't click on shady links. If somebody's saying that you can get something for like free nitro, like that's not gonna happen. Ain't nobody gonna give you free nitro, bro. Especially if you don't know them. That ain't gonna happen, man. Oh yeah, we gotta do this call sign competition too soon. Probably do it by the end of July. GRU, we want to see the best call signs at GRU. The Concorde at LHR moved again? Wow. That link worked? Okay, that's good news. You have PPWTH? That's a good one, yeah. I have to figure out though how are we gonna like pick the winners. Every time we did the call sign competition, I always picked a different way to select the winners, right? So like one time it was where I selected the top 10 and then I had the volunteers vote on what they thought were the best ones out of those. Another time I had selected, no, we had like volunteers select the top 16, and then we did a live vote on stream for which ones were the best. Yo, thank you for subscribing, John A. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you. You're begging because you want to play LHR again? If you have too many planes, then you might want to just handle those planes. I don't know, man. Or you might if I don't know what's going on. You know, keep in mind, I am not a developer, so I don't have any special in-game powers. I can't, fix your game. I just don't have that capability, man. Not a developer. Yo, thanks for the follow, too. Yo, John A, thank you so much, man. Appreciate that for you joining brand new. Since you just joined into Discord, and anybody else who is like a subscriber or joined, like a paying member, when you join the Discord, make sure your Discord account is connected to your Twitch account or your YouTube account, because as a subscriber on Twitch, you also get access to our VIP channels, and that will give you access to a VIP chat, a VIP contract board, as well as the ability to start giveaways. So definitely make sure you link your Discord account with Twitch through the official way. You go into like your profile settings, and then you go to like connected accounts, and then you connect your Twitch, and that'll give you access to those special channels. Yo, what's up, Flamingo? Nice to see you. A different account now? Another different account? Oh, we gave you VIP. I thought you were a worker of woe. Nah, I'm just a content creator. I just play games. I would love to be like part of the developer team, like in an official way, like where I can like directly influence the game and like some decisions. There's like some things I would add to the game like immediately. I would add more ways to spend silver planes, for example. I mean, we talk about a lot of things that we would do. Did we give Flamingo the wrong VIP? So confused. Mike is starting a giveaway that's ending in 6 hours on the Phat Airlines Discord. It's a B77W. There, GRU. Someone know anything about Red Concord? He disappeared out thin air. I think he said there was some work, or I think they said that there was some work stuff that there was going on, but I haven't seen their planes any time recently. I don't think I've canceled them, and I don't think they were canceled from me. But I also don't go through my list like that. I just wait to see when planes show up, and then it's nice to see them. Like the same thing with like the Beggs boy. Haven't seen him recently either, or his planes. Hope he's doing all right. I know what's it called? He was dealing with some things before, so hopefully everything's good. But yeah, you know, you don't always hear from people when they leave. That's because, you know, just real life gets in the way. Red Concord is busy with IRL work. Yep. That makes sense. I know Red Concord also mentioned explicitly like that they're not a daily player. They're going to play only when available and only accept their Concords if that was okay with you. So I was like, yeah, I don't even check, man. At least on my main account, I don't care how often you play at all. On this account, every once in a while I do check to see like when's the last time we got a plane, especially if it's an airport I haven't played in like a month and the airplane is still at your airport, then I'm probably going to cancel that contract. Even though I kind of feel like almost like hypocritical. Yeah, like a hypocrite, because it's like if I haven't played the airport for a month and yet I'm canceling your contract because you haven't played for a month either. But it's like you kind of know what you're signing up for when you're sending a contract to my stream only account. Like Phat Empire is my stream only account, which means I only play this account when I'm live on stream. My other accounts, I have my main account, the Phat Rican, which I play all day, every day. Like even at night, the game is usually playing. Usually at LHR, you know, I have LHR on overnight, landing planes. Usually handling, like using all 400 handling crew I have at LHR to handle those planes at LHR, so that way they're departing as well, and another batch of 100 planes are coming in. But Yeah. Yeah. New airport out? Nah, not yet. And I wouldn't expect the new airport, the next airport, to come out for like another, I would say, 1 to 2 months. You know, GRU came out April 1st, right? So typically, I think the soonest, I think World Airports, their goal is to have a new airport out every 3 or 4 months. So I wouldn't expect the next airport to come out until like July or August. And additionally, we haven't really seen any teasers on social media about the new airport. And that's another thing. We usually see some teasers about the new airport. You know, they build up some hype about it. And we haven't seen anything like that on social media either. So I don't think the new airport is actually like very close. But they could do a surprise drop like they did for MSY. But we already know what the next airport's going to be. It's going to be SCL, Santiago de Chile. So I figure because they've kind of already announced what the next airport's going to be, I figure we're going to see some teasers on social media before it's released as well. Thank you, Flamingo, for the Concorde. As always, if you want to send a Concorde to my stream account, it is at no charge to you. So you don't have to pay for Phat coins. We do that because, you know, Concords are really fast to handle, and well, they're actually, yeah, they're fast. They're kind of fast to handle. They're only like 10 minutes, 9 minutes, and they're also really fast to travel, which is like the really important part. You know, if we look at like the Flamingo's Concords from St. Martin, for example, we're gonna look right. No, I'm in my fleet. Oops. We look right here. We have, well, one, the rewards are pretty solid, right? 122 XP, so that's really good XP to kind of get some level up. But even this is a 2-hour round trip duration versus. Do we have any other planes coming from St. Martin? Let's see. Any other planes coming from St. Martin? That's another Concorde from Red Concorde. No, we don't have any other planes coming from St. Martin, but let's look at like Washington, right? 4-hour round trip. That's a long time. And then we look at a Concorde coming from Washington, which I know we have some. We have one from Manica for sure. So let's go to M for Manica. Oh no, that was from LHR. Who sent me a Concorde from IAD? Somebody sent me a Concorde. Why am I doing? Let me filter by E-size. There we go. Shorten my list a little bit. IAD. Here we go. France, Japan. 1 hour 43. So it cuts the time in half. Round trip. Pretty solid. So let's go ahead and get this A388 down. And I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to get this the 77W I need to handle from GRU. Educate says, guys, I have 2K Phat coins. I want to send Phat a plane, but it says out of Phat coins. If it says out of stock, you just have to wait a couple of minutes probably, because I have like a spam feature in there, so the request can't be spammed so frequently. I have limitations here, right? I'm at 106 out of 107 contract capacity, so I have that limitation. And then not only that, but I also have a limitation on how much contract capacity I could buy. Only every 24 hours can you do the gold plane purchase, and then every 48 hours is how often you can do the silver plane purchase. So each of those purchases do have a short cooldown, so that way to protect my goal planes to protect my contract capacity, and also to make sure that one person isn't spamming up everything all at once. Okay, we're gonna do this A388. Oh, take off. Yo, what's up, special dancer? I haven't played SAN for months. Are you talking about on my main account? Yeah, that's probably true. Is your game lagging when you have so many planes on the ground? Nah, my game doesn't lag, but I have like the newest iPhone, and I have the newest iPad, so iPad Pro. So I don't usually experience any of that. Yo, what's up, Raptor RR? Raptor XRR, nice to see you again. If you're new on the Twitch channel, how do you do contracts here on Phat Empire? So if you look underneath your chat box, there's like this little fat coin icon, right? You see like my face on it. That you click on that and you have a bunch of different options of things that you can do with your fat coins. You get fat coins just for watching the stream. You also get fat coins for following for the first time. You also get you get more fat coins if you're a subscriber as well. There's like a 10% or a 20% multiplier, so you get a little bit more for being a subscriber. And once you hit the certain amount, then you can click on you know, S-plane contract, for example, and that way I'll accept the S-plane contract request that's coming in. You know, like this one right here, you know, these right here, the C-17, the 77W, and the A-35K, that's going to need an L-plane contract redemption for me to accept them. And then if you want to force me to send you a plane, which I'm all about, I'm okay with that. If you want me to force me to send you a plane, then you have to redeem the Phat plane contract. So Phat M plane contract, Phat X, Phat L, whatever one you want to purchase, it's cool with me, and that will get me to purchase or land a plane and then assign it to you as soon as it arrives. Yo, so I'm so confused. I'm gonna have to message Flamingo on Discord. I need to know which Flamingo is the real Flamingo. You're debating on taking Flamingo Express out of retirement. Does that mean your time is opened up a little bit? I think work was getting busy for you too, right? Sometimes, I mean, it's just good to just get to have a nice little break from world airports, or just from gaming in general. It's always good to have like a nice break. And like sometimes like the pressure of like having other people, because sometimes people will send you messages like, hey, are you gonna send that plane to me? It's like, yeah man, I just haven't been playing, I'm taking a short break. And then like, you know, sometimes people are actively trying to level up, so like you're slowing them down. And then for me, I have that in the back of my mind. It's like, man, you know, I want to be a good contract partner with this person. I want to help them, you know, with their game. Tough. It's tough. Did you get the G stand at LHR? If there's an event plane, yeah, but there's not often an event plane for at LHR with the A225. How long wait until it's in stock? The L plane redeem? I think it's like 7 minutes, something like that. Express isn't really express unless I'm handling 2 times a day, which I can't do in my busy work schedule. Okay, that's fair. You gotta live up to the name, right? Just make a new account, Flamingo Retirement. No. Flamingo Retirement. That way you never have to play. No. Yo, what's up, Ashar Abdullah? Hi, Phat. You unlocked Prague a few days ago. Nice, congrats, man. So, I mean, my biggest tips at Prague, and it's hard for me because I unlocked Prague right before 3.0, so I didn't have to go through the struggle of having to unlock the multi-stands. But I'm gonna go to the 2D map to show you. So like one of the first things I try to do, I try to do every time I'm at Prague, is to unlock this stand, like stand 58. This stand right here is going to give you, D and E class planes to handle. So that's going to be very helpful for handling those larger planes. You definitely want to handle larger planes at Prague. Then you want to like start unlocking the terminals, right? Because the terminals are then going to give you access to stands 3, 5, 13, 14, and 22, 23, and 24. So, 14, 13, 3, and 5 are super important because those are the stands that can handle F planes, right? And F planes are the very large planes, and you're going to get a lot of wallers for handling these larger planes, the F planes that aren't yours. But if you have the A388 unlocked, then you can get even more wallers. Like, look at this. This is my A388 that's going to GRU, and it's getting 13,000 wallers. Compare that to Flamingo's A388 and Idris A388, which are only giving me almost $3,000 wallers each. So that's a good that's some important things. Additionally, don't discount, don't forget about the smaller planes, the B class planes. You can handle a lot of B class planes and get some good solid levels in the beginning. You could probably level up a lot faster than I am here if you're just handling those smaller planes, because for me, I'm doing pretty much only player contracts here. So it's taken me a long time to kind of get those levels initially, but once we get these, once we get past those levels, or once we get to like 10 out of 10, we're gonna get like a lot of levels at once. So I'm essentially using like delayed gratification, which might not necessarily be the best strategy for most people, because when you look at it, right, you get handling crew here at level 6. And you need handling crew in order to handle the larger planes. So that's one way you can get handling crew. You can also get handling crew by unlocking new stands. So if you unlock the A stand, for example, even though there's like only one A plane in the game, and you're not going to get an A plane to Prague as a random arrival, or you might get it as a random arrival, but you won't get it as a local contract, an A plane. So an A plane, an A stand, you're only going to buy pretty much to get the extra contract capacity and the extra handling crew, and to set yourself up to get the to buy B and C planes on that same stand or larger. So yeah, ultimately you want to have more handling crew so you can handle the larger planes. You can have that by leveling up. Like the next time I get more handling crew is not for a while, level 20. And then a premium pass is also pretty solid because you get all these planes down here. You get the DH-8D right off the bat. You get the B-463. You get the E-170. You get some liveries, which is cool. And then you get this E-175 that you could claim at any airport. So that's very useful. And then you start to get into medium-sized planes. And then eventually you even get the DH-64, which is a special plane as well. So at the later levels. Here's a DH64 that you could get here at Prague, so that's pretty solid. And I think, do you get an A388 at Prague as well, or no? No, you don't get an A388, but you get the DH64, which is cool. Look at that, an A332 that you can claim at any airport, an A332 for just Prague. So you get some solid planes here too. See you later, David. Thanks for hanging out and chatting, bro. Thank you, Mike, by the way, for moderating. Appreciate you. Thank you, mods. Thank you, mods. The little characters at the bottom of the screen. Yeah. Those are the stream avatars. If you look underneath my my stream window, if you're on desktop, you'll have like little instructions on like what you could do with them. You can actually like play roulette. You can play. You can bomb other people. You can hug other people. It's pretty fun. It's a fun thing. Yeah, TJ said when I first played Prague, you set up a Leipzig connection with me and bounced planes back and forth. That was fire. Yeah, see, the thing is with Leipzig now and the way World of Airports operates, you have demand, right? And you have range. So like a lot of planes that we could go back and forth with before, there's no way you could send a large plane from Leipzig to Prague anymore. Where I think in the past you were able to. Actually, you could send a Concorde from Leipzig to Prague, okay? But like some of the other ones, other L planes, you can't send, right? So it's a lot harder now to kind of do that kind of contract back and forth. You're doing a smaller plane, so you're not getting as much rewards. But yeah, when we were able to do that, man, that was a lot of fun. The good old days, yeah. Darcy Peter said, "Can I be a mod?" Who are you, bro? If you want to be a mod, though, what you really should do is join the Phat Airlines Discord, because that's like our 24/7 community. And our moderators, who are moderators on the Phat Airlines, for Phat Airlines, you're essentially moderators everywhere, whether that's on YouTube or Twitch. On Discord, you become a moderator. You just get mod access everywhere. So you want to be active there in order to even be considered to be a mod, because that's like our daily area. You know, streams are important too, and it's important that you're here on streams, but we also want to make sure that our 24/7 community is moderated and you know, up to Phat Airlines standards, you know. So what we got here? We got to land a plane. We're gonna land. Oh no, we're not gonna land a cargo plane because we're starting to get a little bit backed up over here. So I'm not gonna land a cargo plane. So we land a seaplane. Ashtar said, as you mentioned, having your own fleet planes get you a lot of wallers. You have 74 gold planes and looking to get up to 100 gold planes. What plane would be the best to buy and for which airport? So I would say the best plane to buy is, I mean, it can really vary based on like what airports you're trying to do and how you're trying to play. If you're trying to play with other players, like the A21 NX is a really solid one because it has like super long range, right? So you can do a lot of player contracts with that airplane. You also have like the A388, which is, you know, we saw right here, it gets you like 13,000 per flight. And it's a good airplane to have in like those larger airports, especially. You could do a 77W or a 744 if the 77W is too expensive, right? Because you're only going to have 100 gold planes. Also, don't forget about unlocking the premium pass. Premium passes are really, really good as well. You know, premium pass will give you extra handling crew, and you know, if you look over here, handling crew costs you 45 gold planes for 5 additional handling crew, permanent handling crew. And I mean, if you look right here at level 31, for example, you get 4 additional handling crew, and I'm pretty sure that the Prague premium pass was only 30 gold planes. So you're more than making your value back from that. So oh yeah, let me see what request here. Here's another. Ooh, Italy. I remember this plane, a Flamingo. It's been a long time since I've seen that one. Make sure we heart it. I gotta scroll. Concords are for free. Thank you for your Concorde. There's hockey fans playing. Adam Keck, did you buy it for BA 2996 for Educate? Gotcha. Adam Keck, you are so kind, bro. You're so kind. I'm gonna refund you. Adam Keck does that a lot for a lot of players here in the chat, where like they don't have the points, but they wanna do, or they don't have the points, or they're not able to do it, and Adam Keck will just go ahead and use his own points, so that somebody else can get that contract in. So that's really kind of you, bro. Yo, thank you for gifting 5 subs, bro. That's pretty kind of you too, man. That's really nice of you. Thank you so much. Congrats to Breeze, to France, to Roloff B, to Snowyak, and to Daniel Aviation. If you guys were gifted a sub, make sure you join the Phat Airlines Discord. That's where you get even more benefits for your gifted sub. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. What airport would you recommend for larger F planes? I mean, LHR has a ton of stands for F planes, so it's a really great airport, and it has a lot of destinations that those F planes can go to. IAD is another great airport, you know, with not as many stands as LHR for sure, but it's still a great airport for those type of planes. BKK, Muscat, also great airports. If you're doing a 748F, Leipzig is really solid. You can send that to like Washington, to Muscat, I think to BKK as well, but I don't remember about BKK exactly. What else do we have? We have BKK is another solid airport for F planes, and then Sydney's all right. There's just not a ton of F plane stands, and you're not able to send to most of Europe with those F planes, but I'm sure that'll change over time as well. Nagoya is pretty cool too. Lots of F stands there. But LHR is probably the number one. Probably number one is LHR. All right, we got this one complete. 5 minutes on that. 14 on that. We're not going to finish that one. We're not going to finish that one. And 4 minutes on that. We got Mertz plane landing. Got 1 minute here. Okay, good. This is going to be good. We are about to end the stream today, guys. I want to thank you all for joining, for real, because like it's so much more fun. Like I would probably, I would still be streaming even if there was only 2 people here, and I would hope that there's 2 people here. You know, my wife and someone else I know in real life. But the fact that we got 32 people here now on Twitch, I want to thank you guys so much, because like that motivates me to keep going every single week, to keep showing up every single week, and you know, even to make more videos. I appreciate you guys commenting on my videos, you know, watching my videos, and letting me know how much like that's helped you out. Like just hearing that, like especially like some of you guys who I never knew before, how my videos found you, and then that helped you, you know, enjoy World at Airports, and now you're like one of the top players. You know, you're on the leaderboard just like me. That's amazing to hear. And even those of you who are like just even beyond me, and you know, still showing up and joining the streams, really appreciate that too. Yo, Flamingo, thank you for 10 gifted subs. Who got the subs? We got subs gifted to Brenbro, Rensker, Matsy, Raptor RR, nice. Raptor EX, he's here in the chat today. We got Jonah Ibalan, Cats is here too, nice. We got Andy Guarino and Mufab, nice. I like those. I like a lot of those people. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Flamingo. I appreciate the support too. But yeah, this week I need to commit to one extra day this week. I'm gonna try to do more than one day, but like I'm glad you guys also recommended, like, I don't have to do a 3-hour stream during the week. I can just do a 30-minute stream. I could just do a 1-hour stream. So that's probably what will happen during this week, is a nice quick 1-hour stream or 30-minute stream. So that way I can play some San Diego, get some handlings on these planes, so that way we can unlock Muscat and start a brand new airport that's not GRU, a brand new airport that's an older airport for the very first time in 3.0, and see how it is to really unlock a plane or unlock an airport and level up an airport from 0. You know, now we in a new airport, you have to buy the A stand, you have to buy the B stand, you have to buy the C stand in order to get, you know, the D, E, and F. You have to unlock all of the smaller sizes. So that is going to be something new and a new hurdle we really didn't have to do before. So I want to unlock it as soon as possible. And Muscat is a really fun airport, especially if we can, especially since we do have large planes here. We have a bunch of planes banked, you know, from the premium pass. We have an A332, we have a 744. It's like the 744 I'll probably redeem. The 77W I might redeem, and at Muscat we'll see. But guys, thank you so much again. I really appreciate y'all joining. Don't forget to play Prague if you have it unlocked, because Prague for today only. I don't know how long it lasts. I have to make a post about it, because I didn't even realize it was 1,000 silver planes. But for Prague for today only, you can get 1,000 silver planes from today's event plane. So guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure if you got gifted a sub, you join the Phat Airlines Discord, !Discord in the chat quickly before you guys leave. Make sure you link your Discord accounts with your Twitch account. And yeah, alright, bye to everybody. Peace out France, peace out Raptor, peace out Roloff, peace out Hockey Fan, Jane Oder Dash. Thank you so much for the support today. A brand new subscriber and with the 5 gifted, I appreciate it. See you later, Flamingo. Flamingo, again, thank you for the 10 gifted subs and all the gifted subs and support you've done for over the years. I really appreciate it, Flamingo. Thank you so much. Snowiak, see you later. Educate, see you later. Adam Cack, peace out, bro. Who else? We got Sarah, peace out, Sarah. I will be here next Saturday for sure. Every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. If you don't know what time 11 a.m. Eastern is, you all play World of Airports, and you all can go to Washington here. Click on the I. Actually, you don't even have to click on the I. The time is right here, and it's 1:52 p.m. and it is time for me to sign out. TJ the greatest, peace out, bro. Yeah, I'll try to give you guys a heads up if I'm like preparing for stream. Charles, peace out, man. You're Charlotte, you're probably a female. I call everybody a man until I know they're a female. I try to stay gender neutral as much as I can, though. I'm Charlotte, my father watches you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that. Andy Guarino, peace out. Who else? Let me see if I can say bye to everybody. Zyrox, peace out. Bren Bro, peace out. Denju, Mike, peace out. Both you guys. QJ, peace. All right, I think that's everybody. And if I missed you, I did not mean to miss you on purpose. Oh, Rick Rashid, peace. Yeah, I did not mean to miss you on purpose, but I appreciate you all. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Hope you have a fantastic week. Join the Phat Airlines Discord. Join the Phat Airlines emails newsletter. I'm going to send out a newsletter shortly, so that way we can get you all signed up, get you all some contracts. Have a great day, guys. Phat is out. Peace. The wrong button. Peace.